Thank you. So we'd love to thank you all for bearing with us. You know what? There's a reason why they say you should always have video demos versus a live demo. I have learned that really good tonight. So I'd love to invite Charlaine to come up. Awesome. Please welcome Charlaine Harris. Where would you like to sit?
I'll sit over there.
All right. Now we've got you all mic'd up.
Yeah.
Super.
I just have to turn it on.
Now, Mark, did you have questions that you wanted to ask us? Mark. All right.
Okay. Is that working? Yep. Yep. Okay.
Hi, Charlaine.
Well, hello, Jean.
Thank you for coming all this way for BoucherCon,
Yeah.
which is the world's largest mystery reader writer conference. It's going on for the next 4 days at the Sheraton. And tell me a little bit about you, for those of you that don't know. You just had a book launch recently.
I did. I've been writing for quite a long time. My first book came out in 1981. I took a 5-year hiatus to have children. Started writing again and found out I was pregnant. So that didn't work out quite like I thought it would. But I've been writing ever since then because I can't not write. If I have a week between books, I start getting antsy.
Are you working on something right now?
Sure.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm always working.
So your last, the book that's just come out is book number 10 in the Aurora Tea Garden series, is that right?
I believe so, yeah.
Yes, Sleep Like a Baby, just came out. Some of you have already read it. Hands up if you've already read it. Yeah, there we go.
Okay.
I just want to point out we have a couple of really special fans that came from really far distance. Amanda Knuckles, she flew in from Tennessee. She was our prize winner.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, wow.
Hey, Amanda.
And then we also have Norma, who drove 29 hours from New Mexico.
Oh, my God.
Norma's over there.
Wow.
So we'll make sure that you that we get pictures with you, and there are some other prize winners here as well.
I better be fun.
Thanks to me, she knows.
Okay.
I'm the one that introduced her to the fabulous world of
Well, and you know, Amanda, we took Amanda out for dinner last night because she came in a little bit early, and we wanted to get to know her. She's been watching our weekly podcast, which has been kind of neat. And do you mind if I share your story? So her husband was in the military, and she said that you were her saving grace for when he was when he was deployed.
Aw, thank you.
So your work means a lot to a lot of people, and what's been interesting for us is, as we've been working on the Lily Bard series, you have your fans that love your supernatural work and your cozy mysteries, but there's a special kind of fan that really likes the Lily Bard series.
Yeah.
Would you mind sharing a little bit about that?
Every time I make an appearance anywhere, I have at least one reader who gets up to me in the signing line and says, I was there too. The book's meant a lot to me because I'm recovering from a terrible experience too. And that means a lot to me. The books were really cathartic for me, and also I felt obliged to write a story where a woman overcomes something truly terrible on her own and becomes a whole person again.
Thank you for writing that series. I will say we're looking forward to completing this game, and also book 2, which has some pretty heavy, sensitive topics in there. It's an exploration of racial conflict in the South. We like heady stuff. You might even say hefty stuff. I know. I had to do that again. We would love to take questions. People have questions for Charlaine. Harrison.
Sorry, it's a question for you, actually.
Oh.
Is it Amanda that's the guest resident of? Is she the guest resident of Shakespeare because she's the winner? Who's the guest?
Well, Amanda did tell me that she used to work in Police Dispatch, so I think we should get her to be the voiceover of one of the characters in the game.
Okay.
Yes.
That would be great.
Yes. In fact, we've had so much fun engaging with your readers and your fans. They're pretty intense.
I have the greatest readers in the world.
Do you have
Really.
any intense fan stories that you can share with us?
Oh, God. Yeah, some of them are kind of creepy. I was signing at I think it was World Science Fiction, and they had really arranged it beautifully, and that was at the height of Sookie Mania, so I had a very hefty signing line. And the woman who was supposed to be assisting me came up behind me and she leaned over and she whispered in my ear, "I love you so much." And I thought, do you have a knife? It was just kind of scary. So after that, I made a rule, no one comes up behind me because that just really freaked me out.
Yes.
I've had people turn up on my doorstep too.
Well, and you just,
That's very unpleasant.
I don't even have your address and I wanted to send you flowers.
Okay.
Maybe we can work something out. Do you like flowers, Charlaine?
Oh, sure.
Okay. Well, and you just recently went to San Diego Comic-Con.
Yeah, not willingly. I've been to Comic-Con a few times, and it's just beyond my capacity to handle. That's too many people, 100,000 plus. And they always give me a security guy, but honestly, I think, what if he loses me? What if I'm stranded here? How will I get out? So I usually just hang on to his belt and let him tow me. I went, and it was fine. The people asked really good questions, and I was with the cast of Midnight Texas, and they're all very articulate, attractive people with a lot to say, and I thought it all went very well, but still, it was Comic-Con, and everywhere you went, there were people asleep on the floor, and it's too many people.
And then there's con funk.
Yeah.
People who haven't showered in a few days. Blair and I, we spoke at Comic-Con not this year, but last year, and because we were excited about Charlaine's game. We've been excited about it for quite a while, and it was overwhelming. That's why we like book writer conferences. It's like 1,500 people, 2,000 people, and they tend to be quieter.
They do, and they tend to smell better.
So I hope that people have been watching Midnight Texas. It was a really fabulous series, and there were a lot of tweeting activity going on.
Yeah.
Now, should we all be writing to NBC right now?
Yes, please. It's still hanging in the balance. I don't know how this is dragged out this long. I mean, every day for like 2 weeks, I expected to get the phone call saying, yay or nay, it's been renewed or it hadn't been renewed. They love it creatively, but it's a very expensive show.
All of the
All
special
the
effects.
So it's still just kind of hanging in the balance, and we're all just waiting.
Well, we hope that either NBC will continue it or maybe Netflix will pick it up.
Oh, that would be cool.
Yeah. Questions?
Yeah.
Yes, Kara. No, it's not Kara. Sorry.
Hi, it's Siobhan. Actually, if either of you would like to speak to the writing process, because my guess is that the writing in the game is not necessarily direct to the writing in the novel, that's got to be quite the adaptation process.
Well, Charlaine has been gracious enough to give us free reign. And so we have 3 people who are involved in the narrative process right now. We have a helper bunny that's out in San Francisco. And so she was taking very closely your work, because we have restrictions, so we have the paper copy, and we can't copy all of the paper. We have to write in Charlaine's voice as best as we can. And I'm a bit of a control freak, so I may have rewritten a bit this week. But I feel like we've honored your voice in the narrative, and we've got Lily's Southern charm and sass. But it really is, at this stage, it is us that is doing the narrative design, and Charlaine gets final approval. And she is seeing sort of like the game flow and all of the different choices. Like, for example, it may not be the same killer. So you might think, I'm not even going to say who it is in the book. So we want to keep it very fresh for people who have read the book, that they'll still have a very new experience when they play the game. keep it as close as we can, but something still very new, and being able to explore those conversations with characters and the environment as well. Does that answer your question? Crystal?
So, what, maybe I'm late on this, but what inspired you to write anything at all?
I don't really trust the word inspiration. That sounds like, you know, somebody appeared to you in a halo of light and said, you know, this is what you write about next. And it's not like that at all. If you're a writer, you have ideas. That's part of being a writer. If you're going to be an artist, you can draw because that's part of being an artist. Being a writer means every day you make 1,000 decisions, one after another. What room will they walk into? Who will they meet there? Especially since I don't outline, every day is a big adventure for me. I fly by the seat of my pants every day. I never know what's going to happen.
That's like us too.
Yeah.
Right. Thank you. With that, I mean, so it's a surprise for you. I mean, where do you get your characters from? They just come to you at the same time that the story comes?
Well, every character in my books has to work. There's no free ride. Every character has a function, and they become what they need to be to move the story along the way they need to move the story along. The main character is the character that takes maybe the most time to create because that's the character that's at the core of the story, and the story revolves around that character, the way I write. And all the other characters are there to serve. I like to reuse characters because there's no point in reinventing the wheel every time you write a book. So if you've got a good character, use them again and develop them further. Get back in their history a little more and reveal a little more about the character.
I love that about your writing.
Oh, thank you.
Especially the Midnight Texas. Oh,
Yeah.
what was that? Really? It just, the whole thing is just,
They drove 29 hours. They're big fans.
I believe it and I'm grateful. I'm grateful. Thank you.
I just assumed you guys were flying when you said New Mexico. Goodness gracious.
I hesitated. I was kind of like, this is a little
No, let's have the epic road trip of our dreams. We'll listen to Lily Bard on audiobooks. Or Kobo. Kobo also has an audio division, just so you know. Does this mean that you're writing different books throughout the year, or do you stick with the same series? And
I stick with the book I've got a contract to write until I
Okay.
finish it. And then
Of course.
I start on the next book I have a contract to write, and I finish that. It's just a, logical progression.
Is it the same series, or like, are you working on a Aurora Tea Garden 11 now, or?
No.
Okay,
Because I don't have a contract for that.
all right.
I have a contract for a completely new series with Simon & Schuster.
Ooh, can you talk about that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I can. In fact, I'm glad to. It'll be coming out next year, but I don't have the drop date on that yet.
Okay.
It's called An Easy Death, and it takes place in an alternate America, where America divided. Instead of recovering from the Depression, it split apart. California is the Holy Russian Empire, and Canada has taken over a lot of the northern U.S. So I bow to Canada there.
You're welcome anytime.
The protagonist is a very young woman, about 19, who is a professional gun for hire.
Wow. Ooh.
Yeah.
Well, we most of the games on our website are female protagonists, and something that we're really passionate about. And when we were deciding which big name author we wanted to work with, because we recognize that you're essentially the vanguard. This project is leading, hopefully, what we see as maybe like a little revolution in book meets game. And we really wanted to pick somebody who cares about female characters, who writes strong women. Blair was the CEO of the company, and I was like, honey, let me take that.
You went there, huh?
I did there. But, it's women game consumers, women readers, women, like strong women characters. And the games industry has less than 15% of the games industry is women. And wouldn't it be amazing if we have tools like Story Stylist and you have more opportunities for women storytellers to come and create their own content? What would that industry look like? If we have more Kiras creating content. One of the things that we're working on for next year is a kids-only portal where it's kids' games made by kids. And
wow.
It's so much fun to see the kinds of things that they create. So we really have 3 generations of storytellers who are creating content with Story Stylists in the room. We've got Charlaine, and we've got Kira, and we've got Michelle. And it's really, really cool. I don't know, I'm just like, I love this stuff. More questions? More questions? Yeah, Amanda.
So, you've had so many different books turned into different adaptations, and personally, I love how it's like a different ending or a different way that things go. And I know that Jean said that you get to sign off on everything and make sure that it's good. Have you ever had anything that you just really hated the way that they adapted it, or do you always get to sign off on all of it?
No, I don't. As soon as I sign the rights over to whatever television producer is doing it, they have the right to do with those characters what they will. There may have been moments when I felt like it wasn't true to my narrative. It was true to their narrative, though, and it would be grossly unpleasant of me to comment badly about a show that put so much money in my bank account.
Well, and also with each TV series that you've had, you've also seen a surge in your books as well.
Yes, that's the big point, is that the book sales increase so people can read the original source. I hope they enjoy both experiences, but to me the point isn't the TV show, the point is the increased book sales and the fact that hopefully I'm reaching more people.
Well, and I hope I won't get in trouble for saying this, but I believe there's a reprint of the Lily Bard series coming out in the spring. But it's on audiobook and Kobo and your e-readers. I have it in all formats.
Oh wow, thank you.
Yes, I just keep putting money in your bank account. So I think we can, unless we have some more questions, I'd be happy to conclude this portion of the evening. And people can get their pictures and their books signed by Charlaine. I believe there's a desk set up somewhere. Somebody can direct people to that. We can sign all of your swag that you brought to Charlaine. So thank you very much for joining us and for the patience with the glitch. But most importantly, I hope you're excited. And if you would like to know more about what we're doing, go to lilybard.com, which is where you can sign up for all of the updates to do with this particular project, or follow us at bookmeetsgame.com. Well, it's much shorter than onemorestorygames.com. Yeah, bookmeetsgame.com. And thank you so much for...
Sure, thank you.
And before I forget, it would be very rude of me and remiss of me to say thank you so much to Kobo for this amazing space.
Yes,
And for all of the work that your team, Christine, and all of the volunteers that have been here tonight. I've heard compliments many compliments. I was going to go there. It's not even 9 o'clock yet. Many compliments on the food and on the organization. So thank you for your wonderful space.
thank you.
And in particular, Kobo Writing Life, for if there are authors in the audience, that they check out Kobo Writing Life as well, because they are empowering storytellers as we are, different format. But at the end of the day, we just want really great stories. And I just want to say thank you to the interpreter for being here for my mom and my sister.
You're here.
And thank you to my mom and sister for coming, and for my friends as well. Thank you very much. So thank you for coming, for joining us. I have a gift for you, Charlaine. Presents. I have gifts for our prize winners too, so if you won something in the contest, here you go. I hope you like it. Well, I won't tell you what's in it. That's so Jean. Wow, okay. Do you want me to tell? Well,
Shall I?
Show us. Woohoo!
it might be something with our logo on it. You can never run out of good tote bags. And in case you get peckish, during some Canadian chocolate.
Oh, the best.
Because they don't have Coffee Crisp in the States. Mark, did you have anything that you wanted to add? No? All right. Thank you again. We'll be around if you have questions. And thank you. Thank you for supporting us. And I hope that you'll try and play some of our games. They're a lot of fun. They're nerdy. They're for word nerds. We love word nerds.
Thank you.
Thank you.